Nobody teaches you how to be a man. They just hand you trauma, pressure, and silence and say, figure that shit out. I did. And I made 100 mistakes. Some cost me time. Some cost me money. Some cost me pieces of myself I'm still trying to get back. Some nearly cost me my life. So this is what I'd say to my younger self, uncut, unfiltered, and from the heart. I wouldn't even start with advice. I'd just sit next to him. I'd let him breathe. Because back then, I thought being a man meant never sitting still, never feeling, never grinding, flexing, smiling through the pain. Because I thought being a man meant being emotionless, being tough, being in control. I confused silence with strength. And I measured my worth by what I had. I was wrong. I made damn near 100 mistakes before I even started becoming a real man, or even trying to figure out what manhood really is. So this one's for him. And maybe for you. I was 23 when I watched my mother take her final breath. After a year and a half of watching her fight cancer, I stood there helpless. I seen a single tear roll down her cheek. She exhaled one last time. And just like that, she was gone. But I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't collapse. Damn, I didn't even mourn. I had funeral arrangements to make, a family to comfort, papers to sign, a son to raise, a life to hold together. So I told myself the only 3 things I knew how to say. Don't cry, don't talk about it, and don't look weak. I buried her. And then I buried the pain right next to her. See, my mother died with stories untold, chapters unfinished, a lifetime of sacrifice and not nearly enough joy. I remember looking around the cemetery thinking, this is where unfulfilled dreams go to die. And I made a promise to myself. I ain't going out like that. So I went to war with myself. I buried myself in my work. I chased success like it was oxygen. I wore busy like a badge. You ever chase the image of something so hard you don't even realize you're losing yourself? That was me. See, I told myself I was building a legacy. I told myself I was being a provider. But really, I was running. I was running from grief, running from fear. I was running from becoming the very thing I saw my mother become. Tired, unappreciated, invisible. And in the process, I became everything I was afraid of. I missed my son's milestones. I skipped my friends' birthdays. I ignored every call that didn't feel urgent. See, I was there, but I was never present. I remember a woman I was dating said to me, I don't feel like I know you. Because she didn't. She wasn't wrong. I had friends would come around me and say, you always busy. Yeah, that kind of hit me. See, I was building a life I couldn't feel then. Oh, yeah. It all crashed. I lost a job I gave years to. Money dried up. Opportunities faded. People stopped reaching out. Not because they gave up on me, because I pushed them all away, trying to be strong. And then one day I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize the man staring back. That was my fall. Not a single moment, but a slow unraveling, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. I broke down. And this time, I didn't stop it. I let myself cry. There was no background music, no dramatic monologue, just me, Amir, and 10 years of unprocessed pain finally coming up from air. And for the first time, I stopped performing. I didn't have the answers. I didn't have the strength. But I had the truth. And that truth That was the beginning of my rebuild. Nobody tells you, but after the fall, there's a strange silence, a stillness. When the noise dies down, when nobody's calling, when the hustle stops, when all the image building collapses, you're left with one question. Now what? Oh, I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a 5-step strategy. All I had was pain and a mirror. And that man staring back, he didn't make me proud. He looked tired. So I stopped running. I sat still. I listened. I let myself feel. I stopped asking, how do I look? I started asking, who am I? Not because I was a bad person, but because I didn't even know who I was. See, I spent so much time becoming who the world wanted me to be. I never asked, who do I want to be? That's when things started to shift. I stopped chasing attention. I started chasing peace. I built discipline. I got quiet. I let go of the people who drained me. I went back to therapy, but this time I didn't show up to perform. I showed up to surrender. I stopped looking for quick wins. I started chasing quiet peace. I started writing things down because if you don't know where you were, you definitely don't know where you're going. I started praying with honesty instead of rehearsed lines. I said no to old habits that felt good but felt and left me empty. I forgave people who never said sorry. And I stopped explaining my boundaries. Growth isn't loud, it's quiet. It's early mornings. It's letting go of people you used to call your day ones. It's showing up for yourself when nobody's clapping. That's manhood. See, I thought being a man meant control. And what I learned, manhood isn't about control. It's about self-control. It's choosing your response when everything in you wants to react. It's walking away from a fight. You could easily win because peace matters more. It's crying when you need to and not when it's safe. The more I healed, the less I needed validation, the less I chased the man and just started being one. I made peace with my past. I rebuilt trust with my son. I stopped chasing approval and started leading with intention. And slowly, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, I started over. Not the old version of me, not the masked man, not the provider, the protector, hustler image I thought I had to maintain, but the man my younger self was always hoping to become. Now I speak with a softness. I walk with stillness. I love without conditions. And I let go of the need to be understood by people who never even saw me. Oh, I'm not perfect, but I'm not pretending anymore. And that's freedom. That is freedom. So what would I actually tell my younger self? I'd sit across from him, same posture, same eyes, just more miles on my soul. And I'd say, brother, you weren't weak, you were learning. You weren't lost, you were growing. You weren't a failure. You were just early in your story. I forgive you. I love you. I'm proud of the man you became. See, stop trying to fix everything with your fists. Stop thinking a girl will fix what childhood broke. Stop looking for respect in people who don't respect themselves. Stop chasing validation from people who don't even know themselves. Stop thinking your worth is tied to your wallet. Learn to say I was wrong. Learn to apologize without defending yourself. Learn to cry without shame and love without fear. I'm telling you, you're enough, not because of what you have, but because of who you are. Not because of what you've done, but because of who you're willing to become. I tell them you're going to lose some people. You mess up. You're going to fail. But none of that disqualifies you from being a good man. It actually makes you one. Every mistake you're making is teaching you. So don't give up. Don't slow down. Learn quicker and love yourself through it. Let the world see you now, not the performer, not the protector, just the man. If you're watching this and you've made some of the same mistakes, welcome, because you're not alone. And for every man watching this, if you're still pretending, it's time. It's time to breathe. It's time to break the silence. It's time to rebuild. See, the fall wasn't the end. It was the fire. And now it's your turn to rise from it. I tell him, being a man is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's a long ass journey. But it's the most rewarding journey you'll ever take if you're willing to unlearn, evolve, and do the inner work. You're already on the path. Don't just repeat my mistakes, learn from them. So what would you tell your younger self? Let me know in the comments. And if this spoke to you, share with a brother, a son, or a friend, because somebody out there is still trying to figure it out. It might need your words more than you know. We all are.